And welcome back to Hannity. So the alt-radical left mainstream media, their hypocrisy is once again on full display. Now, remember back during the campaign, Donald Trump, he wouldn't say for certain if he would accept the election results until after the American people actually voted. And the media, they went nuts. Take a look.
I think this is a death blow for Donald Trump. I think he had a strong first hour sounding like a more conventional Republican, I think, which was good news for supporters. Good news if you were looking for him to kind of expand his support. And then this. It undermines our democracy. It's way outside the tradition of our democracy in presidential races.
He gave the impression last night that maybe he doesn't care what the process is. To me, he showed no respect for one of the foundational parts of the American political system.
I think that moment when he said what he said about accepting the results of the election exposed himself as a coward.
Oh, is Hillary a coward? Where's the outrage now? Here was reaction, the author of, by the way, #2 New York Times bestseller, Hopping Over the Rabbit Hole, Trump, Transition, Team, Executive Committee member Anthony Scaramucci, Fox News contributor Monica Crowley. Good to see you both.
Pleasure to be here, Sean.
I mean, this is sort of like taking candy now from a baby, showing what colluding, phony, fake news hypocrites these people are.
Yeah, I heard one comment, I think it was Bob Schieffer, saying, well, Mr. Trump has shown no respect for the media and for this, you know, this institution where we're supposed to keep him and others in government accountable. Well, maybe he'll show them respect when they show him respect and they cover him in an objective, fair way. How about that? That sounds like a good deal.
The report that I got, though, when he had the media in there and he went, liars, you're phony, you're this, just called them out. We had one person in the room that cried when I got elected. That happened to moderate a debate. You know, it was great. And it had WikiLeaks and all the discoveries there. The media is fake.
But it's going to get worse, Sean. That's the problem, because they were so wrong about this thing. Their move right now is to double down on the situation. So Jill Stein has no shot. Secretary Clinton has no shot. The recount is really a publicity stunt, and it's designed to garner fundraising for Jill Stein. This is her last moment of relevancy on the way to irrelevancy. And so what I will say about our campaign, I will say about the president-elect, is that he would have accepted the results if he thought that they were fair.
That's what he said.
And that's all it was. And they know that the results are fair. And President Obama, you have to give him credit, Monica, he called Secretary Clinton and said, you have to concede the race. 15 minutes after that call, she made the call to the now president-elect. So,
but here's the thing.
So it's over, Sean. It's a sad thing for them.
Said it. There's no evidence. This is sort of, I think Newt had a good analogy. This is like, okay, let's go to Mars and let's talk about Martians. Because this is a conspiracy. The very thing they attacked Donald Trump for, she's guilty of.
But remember, there's something bigger going on here. And to disagree with my good friend Anthony, it's not over. What they're doing here, they know that they're not going to overturn the results.
Delegitimizing.
This is about delegitimizing his election and then his presidency. They want to discredit him and delegitimize him. So
but
what
you
they're
think
doing
he's
now
getting
is
inaugurated, though, right?
They're trying to delay the vote in the Electoral College as long as they possibly can through this recount. And remember, the press has an ideological agenda, and now they are personally opposed to the president-elect.
No, they want to listen. I'm going to take it further.
Hell.
They want to take him down now. They are going to start from today through his entire 4 years to hurt him and hurt any chance that he has of implementing his agenda.
Well, they got that playbook during George W. Bush's last 2 years, and so they're just going to ratchet it up now for the beginning of the
Trump administration. This is why Trump should ignore all these media
But he's going to be inaugurated on January 20th. Do you believe that, or you don't
absolutely.
believe it? Okay,
but
so that's my point about it being over.
Yeah, it's over.
Yes, but this is setting a backdrop to delegitimize every single thing he does as president.
See, all those people that I was talking about earlier, the ones that need the crayons and the coloring books and the Play-Doh and the hot cocoa and the aromatherapy, they're going to get angry. That shock and awe is going to become anger, and that anger is going to be focused on Donald Trump. And the only advice I would say to anybody that supports Donald Trump is you better be ready for a fight. This is going to get ugly.
No question.
And he needs to understand Paul Ryan's not his friend, McConnell's not his friend, the Democrats are not his friend.
The New York Times, all the people he brought into Trump Tower.
None of them.
And I think the president-elect understands that very well.
Get a dog. If you want a friend in Washington, get a dog.
He also has something that traditional politicians don't have. have. He's got sort of this protective shield around him because he created an emotional bond with the American people.
Go right to them.
And so they want to protect him. They view him as an underdog, and they will beat back the mainstream media.
As long as he stays with his promises.
That's right. And from a communication standpoint, he promised to smash the corrupt rig system. That includes the corrupt rig media.
He's got one other thing, though, Sean, because I get the opportunity to sit in the tower with him. Mm-hmm. He's got unbelievable instincts on people.
He does.
And I'll tell you something else. He's a phenomenal listener. So people say he doesn't listen.
So you're telling me that Romney's not going to get it then?
Because he's listening to you. See, I didn't say that he acts on everything you say, Sean. I said that he
listens.
He's
a good listener. Listen, I just want him to be, you know what I want?
He's got great instincts.
I would like at the end of the day.
And he loves you as a guy, by the way.
I would love at the end of the day that we get all Americans that want jobs, balance our budget, energy independent, educational sent back to the states, protecting our homeland. You know what? It would be a really successful presidency if he could do those things.
The revenue growth is going to really come from the energy side. Wait till you see the proposals that are going to be rolled out. At the end of the day, we've got it right underneath our feet.
I agree.
And by the way, when the president gets this economy roaring, it'll silence everybody.
All right, up next, 18-year-old Somali refugee who has legal permanent residence in the U.S. suspected of carrying out an attack earlier today at Ohio State University. We'll check in with Geraldo Rivera, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, and then later tonight, the one and only Tim Tebow live in studio, talk about his new career with the New York Mets.